Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing another lens review. This time we're going to be doing kind of an older lens, a lens that came out back in 2016, the Sony 24-70 G Master lens. So there's quite a bit to break down in this video, so let's just get right into it. So the 24-70 is a pretty standard lens for Sony full frame cameras. It is technically considered a zoom lens because it does have that wide to short telephoto range. The 2.8 aperture makes it ideal for weddings, portraits, and any events that take place inside, as well as just general photography. For this review, I tested the 24-70 on my A7 III. Every photo you see and every video you see, including this one, that's what those are going to be shot on. So Sony just released a version 2 of this lens, and that's kind of why I wanted to do a review on it, is to see if it held up to that lens in comparison, because that lens, I have heard nothing but great things about it. Now, the big difference here is going to be the price in those two lenses. The version 2 is about $2,200, where this lens, I actually bought mine for $1,100, but I think I got mine a little bit cheap because I was bidding on eBay. Generally, I've seen them anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500, which is a lot cheaper than this lens started out at, because this lens actually, when it came out, it did cost $2,200 brand new, which is kind of crazy that the price has come down so much. But I'm going to be taking this huge price change into consideration with my final thoughts to see if you really do get a lot of bang for your buck. So first I wanted to talk about photos, and while shooting with this lens over the last month, I don't think I've taken it off my camera. It produces fantastic photos, super sharp images at every focal range, and at every aperture. I would say out of all the lenses that I've used, this lens easily has the most utility. Because it has such a wide focal range, there's just a variety of different shots that you can get. You can get really great portrait photos at 70 millimeters, and then you can get these great big wide landscape photos at 24. But because it has such a big focal range and there's just so much glass packed into this lens, it is frickin' heavy, like crazy heavy. It's probably one of the heaviest lenses that I've had, and when I was in the Tetons and I was lugging this thing around, it was not the most enjoyable thing, but looking back on it, I didn't need to bring any other lenses because it kind of does everything that I need. It has really good zoom capacities, but you can also get some really wide shots. I wanted to show you what 24 millimeters looked like with this lens, 50 millimeters, and then 70 millimeters. And I just wanted to show you that so you could get a sense of what types of photos and what types of framing you can kind of do with this lens. Moving on to video, it performs very similarly. Every video that I've shot has been extremely sharp. The one thing I will say is the lens itself doesn't have a stabilizer, so if you're taking a video at say like 70 millimeters, you might get a little camera shake if you're just doing like handheld video. So just be wary of that, but if you're using a tripod or a gimbal or anything like that, you won't really need to worry about that. There was one other thing that I noticed while I was filming video. It wasn't holding focus very well. It seemed to be focusing on everything that I didn't want it to be focusing on. Every single time that I did try it, it was where lighting was either super bright or kind of dark. And I don't know if that was a factor necessarily or if I'm just inadequate, but either way, just keep that in mind. I did have some problems while actively shooting a video. And then just to kind of circle back to the version 2 of this lens, if you can afford it, I would just recommend going with the newer version. Me personally, I'm willing to pay an extra $700 to get a piece of glass that's going to last me another 5 to 10 years and won't be outdated by then and will still be probably one of the top performing lenses for Sony cameras, especially because really the price hasn't come down. I've seen people still trying to shill this lens out for like $1,600. With the version 2 coming out, there's not really any reason to pay that much. If you can find this lens for $1,300 or less, I think that's a steal. And I think that is a great lens for that dollar price. Any more than that, and I don't really think you're getting the best bang for your buck. But that's going to do it for me. If there's anything that I didn't mention about this lens or any questions that you wanted answered that I didn't answer, please just leave those down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them down there. I try to comment back to everybody. And then one other thing, I just want to say, this is the first talking video I've done since we passed 100 subscribers on this channel, so I just appreciate that so much. It's really cool to see this channel take off after my other channel just basically got like shut down. So it's just really nice and I just appreciate that a lot. Anyways, with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.